Welcome, my dear students of class 9A and 9B to my history and civics class. Today, my lesson of history consists of 5 points. First one, early Vedic period. Second, political organization. Third, social life. Fourth, caste system. And 5, religion. These are the 4 points. Now I am going to explain it. First point, early Vedic period. Early Vedic period. What is early Vedic period? The early Vedic period, early Vedic period was divided into 2 ages. The Vedic period, not early actually. The Vedic period was divided into 2 ages. The early Vedic and the later Vedic. The Vedic age was divided into 2 ages. The early Vedic age and the later Vedic age. The early Vedic age, now what is about early Vedic age? Now I am going to discuss it. Political organization. During early Vedic age, most of the important works of the people was making a political organization for themselves. The Vedic age, as I mentioned earlier, was divided into 2 categories. The early Vedic age and the later Vedic age. During early Vedic age, Rig Veda was the most important source of literary information. And later Vedic age, this period, many other Vedic texts were written. In later Vedic age, many other Vedic texts were written. But during early Vedic age, Rig Veda was the most important source of information about the early Vedic age. Now, what is about political organization? The Aryans lived within their own circle, where they would protect the common people, because common people made their king among themselves. The person who once would become the king also was called Rajan. So Rajan was the head of the tribal people. As the head of the tribal people, his first and foremost duty was to shoulder many responsibilities, to protect, to give them security, to protect them from all dangers, to fight against the enemies, like that. Besides, the society, they use horse-drawn carriages. Rich people use horse-drawn carriages. Naturally, during war, they provided their horse-drawn chariots, so that their Rajan must fight against his enemies more perfectly and more effectively, more actively. That's why by giving them their horse-drawn chariots, they helped the Rajana. They always extended their keen cooperation towards Rajana during his distress, during his crisis period. Besides, there was one Senan who was the commander of the forces. He always would discuss with the Rajan before declaring any war or before fighting against the enemies, because the commander-in-chief of the army was supposed to work under the advice of the Rajan or king. Purohit, means PS class, was the head of the society. Purohit looked after the religious ceremonies, the religious festivals, his customs and traditions. They practiced it. And there were 2 assemblies, Sabha and Samiti. Sabha and Samiti would assist the Rajan or king during his crisis period. Whenever the king was unable to take any proper decision, In that case, Sabha and Samiti, these two assemblies, would protect, would help them, would help the king in giving many advices. And now, this assembly means Sabha comprised of selected people of the villages. Selected people means rich, educated, and distinguished people. They were known as selected people. So these selected people, these selected people played an important role in Sabha, in assembly Sabha, and other assembly Samiti. Samiti, all the members, all the villagers were the members of the Samiti. There was no binding. There was no binding for anyone else that person would not become the member of Samiti. Samiti comprised of all the villagers of the villages. By this way, these two assemblies would play an important part, an important role in giving advices for the king during his crisis period, during his crisis period, or during his distress or danger. And next point, social life. What is about social life? Social life of the Aryans. You know, the Aryan Kulu were joint families. The Aryan Kulus were joint families. They lived anonymously, they lived unitedly, and they were patriarchal in nature. The oldest man was the head of the family. That means father, grandfather, like that. That very person looked after the crisis of the people, or the crisis of one and each family, and all decisions were taken by himself. Who took decision? The head of the family. The head of the family took all decision because he is the oldest male member of the family. And besides, women were held in respect and participated yajonas along with their husbands. Many learned women, many learned women played an important role in the society. The learned men who participated in the yajonas, who participated, yajunas, and also participated in debates and discussions and various religious discussions and assemblies. They enjoyed the right to open their mouth freely. Not only they were allowed to enjoy their lives, they also had right to choose their husbands. And some educated women's name were, Gayatri, Maitri, Apala. Gayatri, Maitri, and Apala. These were the three names we got from the early Vedic age. They had they had obtained high respect in the society because of their education, because they were learned persons. They participated in the yajunas, they participated in debates, they were allowed to choose their husbands, and all other women also were allowed to choose their husbands, introduced in the society in the name of Sayambara. Number of distinguished people would come to take part the yajunas, and a number of women also were present there, and they would choose their husbands, and they enjoyed the right to choose their husbands like that way. During society, during the early Vedic period, early Vedic age, there was no child marriage. Child marriage was not allowed. Another thing was that widows were allowed to remarry. Widows were allowed to remarry during which way? Widows were allowed to remarry during early Vedic age. So this is about social life. The next one, caste system. What is caste system? The Aryan society was divided into four varnas as per the occupations of the people. These four varnas were Brahman, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras. Brahmins, Brahmins were the top class people in the society. Now, why is it? Because the Brahmins received high education. They are highly qualified. Their knowledge of Sanskrit helped them to occupy high position and covetable position in the society. The Brahmins, would explain various, inner meaning, which was very much complicated for the learners or for the common people to understand, since most of them they did not have any knowledge of Sanskrit, but only the Brahmins. That's why Brahmins played an important role in the society. They were given valuable gifts by the rich people. They explained various religious issues and discussing from angle to angle with copious examples. Besides, the Brahmins, organize yajunas and a number of religious festivals and rituals, and they were offered valuable gifts, as I mentioned earlier, by the rich people in order to have blessings of the Brahmins. Another important group of people who lived during that period, they occupied second position in the society. They were Satyas. Satyas were actually warrior class people. They fought, they declared war, they would protect common people. So this class of people, they had courage, determination, and they are actually courageous people. They are known as Satyas. And another group of people occupied third position in the society. This group of people were Vaishyas. They were actually trading class people. They established trading relations with other countries, with different countries. They would supply their goods from different places of the world. They, earn a lot of money in supplying goods, productive goods. So they, by that, and some of them, they also cultivated crops from their agricultural lands and produced bulk quantities of agricultural crops from there. So this group of people, as per their occupation, they made huge money, and they also occupied a covetable position in the society. This group of people were known as Vaishyas. And the last one, Shudras. Shudras were actually, they were actually very lower class people. They were known as Dasas. They had dark skinned people. They were dark skinned people actually, original inhabitants during the early Vedic age, the Dasas, who were actually untouchable people, who were actually hard working people and paid, no money but food. They were paid, they were provided free food and shelter, but they had to work from day to night, the whole day, they had to work, and few hours of time they were allowed to sleep, and from dawn to till night goes, they had to work. And under such circumstances, these dasas or these, laborers or these, lower class people had to work, but still they were happy still because they were provided adequate food, and but they were untouchable ones. They did not allow to have they did not allow to have food with other people in the society because they were untouchables. That's why they did not have any respect in the society. But they were hard working people, work hard, and they work separately in separate areas. They would live with their family members. So this is about the economic life of the Aryan people. The Aryan introduced horse in India. As I mentioned earlier, the Aryans came from South Central Asia, means mid Asia, and while coming to India, they brought so many good quality, so many quality horses, because horses were used while fighting, attacking enemies, and at the same time, horses were used to draw chariots, because chariot racing was one of the most important source of amusement for the early Aryan people. That's why during the time they were not only the Aryan people were not only their main profession were not only cattle rearing and agriculture, but also other professions. But also they got themselves involved in other professions. These professions were hunting, pottery, carpentry, metallurgy, leather work, weaving, spinning. These were the other occupations of the Aryan people. Up to this, my dear students, thank you.